wish I could have done more. I miss you. I will always love you. You will always hold a space in my heart. This song is for you. Until we meet again.
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A little frog in my throat or something there. Anyway, kill that thing. Ricardo and I are going to be coming on here in about an hour and 20 minutes, about 11 o'clock. Anyway, I just wanted to unpack a little bit before, just a little precursor. I've been told that people have been upset with things that I've posted and this and that, and they're sounding off on it. And to be quite frankly, I don't necessarily listen to the podcast after I put it out, and I don't, when I put stuff on Facebook or Instagram, I don't really go back and look. I don't care. I mean, I'm sorry. It's nothing against anybody. I know I'd have a very small viewership and whatever. That it's not really meaningful to me either. That's not why I do this. I mean, I guess you could say it's maybe a selfish endeavor, but really, what I wanted, what my intentions with this whole thing are to do is just to, put thoughts and ideas out there. That's same with any of my Facebook posts, and really, I've kind of taken on the mentality of just posting and ghosting. I just put things out there, and that's what I have to say, and I'll just let everybody else chew it over. I'm not going to sit there. I mean, I've already said what I have to say, so I'm not going to sit there and argue with anybody over what I've already said. I mean, I've said it. If you want to unpack it and you want to try and chew it up and dissect it and do whatever, that's fine. I mean, I think I've made it very clear, and I still don't think I'm getting my point across to a lot of people that I don't give a shit about the Republican or the Democrat Party. I don't like either of them. I think they're all bullshit. And one day I'm called a neocon, the next day I'm a liberal, this, that, and the other thing. Hey, you know what? I think everybody should have health care. I mean, and I think that also people need to, maybe it's time to grow up and understand that we do in fact live in a socialist country. I know that there's all sorts of people who are going to be upset about me saying that, but what do you think your hospitals, your libraries, your schools, your fire departments, your police stations and officers, all these different number of things, your city workers, your Department of Transportation, your highway patrol, your military. I mean, everybody wants to support the troops. Well, yeah, okay. Oh, but all right. That's socialism. What pays for that? It's socialism. We live in a socialist country. I'm sorry, people. Free lunch for kids at school. Socialism. I mean, there's so many socialist programs in this country that make the whole thing go around. I mean, what do you think your taxes are? What's Social Security? I mean, you've got government grants for different this, that, and the other thing. I mean, that's socialism, people. That is the money of the entirety of the population that's going towards programs and things for the people. It's socialism. And I know that socialism has a dysphomistic connotation to it, which it is what it is. But we do not live in a capitalistic society. This is crony capitalism is what we have. We have bought and paid for politicians on both sides of the fence. And I'm not even talking about the fence on the southern border. I'm talking about right here in this country. They're bought and paid for. We have no term limits. We've got 535 people that basically are just taking us all for a ride. Bought, paid for. They vote partisan politics constantly. Just go through the voting records. And then you got somebody like Ocasio-Cortez, she's talking about making a ruckus. And how's she vote when something comes up for vote? She votes present. How's that a vote? Present? I was here, but I don't have enough fucking guts to stand on one side or the other. I'm going to say this so I get elected, but then I'm going to do something else entirely, I mean, it's just absolute nonsense, and I'm not even going to get into really, because the guy that's supposed to be running the show he's not. And then the vice president, I mean, we're in the middle of all these catastrophes. And what's she doing? She's out there flipping coins at college football games. And then you hear the chants at the football games. And I love how CNN turned that into "Let's go, Brandon." I don't think it's "Let's go, Brandon." You've all heard it. I don't have to repeat it. You've all heard it. I think that's pretty much the way the whole country feels right now. We've got that Pete Buttigieg, what's his name? The Secretary of Transportation. Did you hear him on CNN the other night with that lying fucking moron? Oh God, Cuomo, the guy that said he had COVID, and then he was putting videos out where he's working out in his house, and then some guy on the street called him out because he wasn't wearing his mask after he had gone off, on CNN about everybody had to wear a mask. He gets called out on it, and he's some kind of journalistic leader. What a guy's not even. Oh, Jesus. Tells everybody that Fredo is the equivalent of an actual racist term for him and his family. His brother, of which is basically a sex offender. Oh, there's the ding, ding, ding. Great. And anyways, I don't know. I'm well aware of who I am. I'm well aware of my shortcomings, and I'm fine with them. We know each other well. I like posting and ghosting. And, maybe I come back and look at it in a few months for a laugh if I want to. I don't even watch my podcast. I won't even watch this when it's done. I don't care if it flops, fails, whatever. This is just something I'm doing, and I like doing it. And it's a way for me to speak my piece, and hopefully it adds some value for somebody, I would hope. I don't know, that's why I do it live. I just want it to be in the moment and be real, if only for a minute. Because actually, it's already gone. Whatever I've already said, it's already gone. It's already done. All we have is the present tense. So, if what I have to say, makes the keyboard warriors upset and they want to sound off, then I say good. I don't give a fuck what you have to reply with, quite honestly. I mean, unless you're somebody that I know, and then you have my phone number and you know how to get in touch with me. You know how to give me a call. I've put the offer out there for anybody to have a conversation with me. All you got to do is, my email's out there. You can say, mic me up. And you can come on the air with me. You can come in the studio. Anybody's welcome here. I don't care. I don't care who you are. You're welcome here. Come in, sit down, throw on a headset, grab a mic, and quit this goddamn Stupid phone. Jesus Christ. Good Lord. I'm going to turn that thing off. I'm going to skip that thing across the lake. You know, I mean, the thing that really bothers me too is that, you know, I'll put something out there that really just gets under somebody's skin, especially if it's somebody that's like, you know, kind of close to me, and then they just want to just sound off, but yet I haven't heard anything from them in like months. Like hey brother, I know that you guys been through some tough shit lately. Like, how you doing? How you holding up? No, haven't heard that. Haven't heard that. Nothing like that. It's just, you just want to start talking shit and sounding off. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, you know, you could send me a private message. I mean, I don't know how many I have, hundreds of them and hundreds of text. I mean, it's just like, you know, but I mean, you could do that, you know, instead of just starting a big old thing on my page. I mean, my opinion, if I sound off, if you don't like read my rants, don't read my rants. I know I rant. I go off. I got the gift of gab. I talk, I speak, I write a lot, I think a lot about different things, and maybe you don't agree with them. That's fine. You don't have to agree with them. But if the things I say get you thinking, then hey, you know, purpose served. And we don't have to agree. That's the thing. That's the wonderful thing about what used to be being an American, was that we could disagree, and we'd be fine with it. We didn't have to all see things through the same looking glass, you know, and it didn't matter, because we respected one another enough to know that, hey, you know, I love and care about this person as a friend or family member or whatever. And it's okay to have differing viewpoints. I mean, I remember as a kid, like, asking my parents during elections, like, you know, who they voted for, and they wouldn't tell us. They said, it's none of your business. They wouldn't even tell each other who they voted for. When they went in that voting booth, they cast their vote, and they didn't say anything about it. Now we got hats and flags and this and that. Yeah, I mean, you know, and then everybody's got to say who they, you know, it's like your duty to say who you voted for. When your vote doesn't mean a thing anyways, people. I mean, that's the crazy thing, is it doesn't matter. We've seen that. It doesn't matter, because you're going to get the same thing. It's no big deal, you know. It's like you're going to get the same thing. It's just, it's all theater. It's just like TSA. It's theater. It's making you think that you actually have a voice and something to say and some kind of input on a final outcome. Well, guess what? You don't. You don't. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, so anybody wants to come on, say anything, speak with me, please. I'll bring you on remotely if you don't live here in Cody. If you live here in Cody, come on into the studio, hang out. I'll buy you a beer or a juice or feed you dinner or whatever. I mean, come on, BS, argue with me if you want. Call me a shit, I don't care. But, you know, let's not be phone tough or keyboard tough here. Let's just, you know, I'll say what I'm going to say. You can say what you say. I'm just not going to read it, is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm over reading the comments, and I don't care. I'm not going to sit there and argue over something that I already said. You know, if you want to refute it, go ahead. But I'm not going to read it. I mean, for the most part, unless it's somebody that I you know and care about and want to see what. I mean, it's not that I care about all of you, but I mean, just to keep reading over and over this stuff that, you know, I'm a neocon, I'm a leftist progressive, you know. I mean, there's good things from both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can embrace things from each side. You don't have to just be hardcore down one side or the other. You know, there's qualities that are worthy on each side of the fence. I mean, like, you know, like I said, I think we should all have, you know, I think we should have Medicare for all. I mean, how can we justify spending, good grief, the amount of money that we spent? Was it 2.2 trillion in Afghanistan? And look where that is. Look where that got us. Think about what the 2.2 trillion could have done for, you know, people getting health care, not only physically, but mentally, knocking out homelessness, knocking out hunger, taking care of our problems that are on our plate right here. Instead, no, we got to go over and we got to fight these wars, and they just never end. The next one's coming, I'm predicting, in Africa. I mean, we've already been bombing over there. You know, I mean, you got one of the poorest countries over there. You know, I mean, Somalia. It just doesn't end, and it never will. I mean, this country's been around for 245 years, and I hesitate to even look to see what the stat is on how many of those years we've been at war. But anyways, love me, hate me, I don't care. I know who I am, and you know, I'm fine with it. I've done my time in solitary. I know who I am. I've come to grips with those demons. You know, they don't bother me. And if you got a reaction and you want to speak, then hey, I'll give you a platform. It ain't much of a platform, but maybe someday it will be. I'm not gonna say maybe. It is gonna be. I'm positive about that. You know, and people's reactions are not my responsibility. You know, your reactions are not my responsibility. Just like my reactions, they're not the responsibility of others. They're my responsibility. I own those reactions. I don't have to react. If I choose to react, then hey, guess what? I take ownership of it. It's mine. You know, just like your reactions are your responsibility. And you know, you can react however you want. I mean, that's why we supposedly live in a free country. Now that's being taken away. We've got censorship going on like crazy. Even if you say things that are factual, you know, you get censored over now. And now they're saying that they're calling it attacks on prominent figures, being journalists or whatever. So I don't know if you can't criticize, if you can't speak critically, if you can't think critically, then what kind of society do we live in? I mean, CNN came out with saying critical thinking is a detriment to everything going on right now. And I'm not going to get into all that. You guys can read the numbers. You can read the statistics. There's been a lot of stuff that's been embellished, big time, as far as the hospitalizations and things like that. You can look it up. You can do your homework. That's what I'm saying. We need to start thinking. You got to think. You have to examine. You can't just accept all these things that are being told to you. And you have to look at things and say, okay, who stands to benefit from this? Who stands to profit from this mindset? I mean, you see interviews with like the sweatered guy. He just wringing his hands, freaking out when they bring up the pedophile guy. I mean, we all don't have to think and believe the same thing. What fun would that be? I mean, we don't. I mean, part of the human experiences is the fact that we can have discourse, that we do have the capability to argue and have different thoughts, and we have the capability to admit that, okay, you're right, wow, I wasn't seeing it in that light, and vice versa. We have the ability to change people's minds, and we have the ability to change our minds. You don't have to just be hardline right down, on this side or this side, and that's what they want. When I say they, I'm talking about the oligarchs, because we do live in we live in an oligarchy. It's not. We've gone so far out of what this country was intended to be, and we allow ourselves to just be separated and stuff. So I mean, I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying right now is I'm not going to get a pissy match over every comment or anything. My door's open. Everybody's welcome here. Your voice is welcome on my show. Just let me know. I have a difficult time getting to every single, the comments, for one thing, are difficult. I try to get to the private messages, which you get to me on those, and then my email is out there as well. It's themicfiles@gmail.com, and you can always email me on there. Someone mic me up and let me know when you want to come on. I don't care. I mean, I got the studio right here in the house. You hit me up right now, I'll put you on. Okay. Ricardo and I are going to be going on about 11 o'clock tonight. So this is just a little precursor.